Welcome to Gold Rush, Nova Scotia, Episode 1, Becoming a Prospector. So the first thing I'm going to get into here is if you want to become a prospector, there's some rules you guys should know. Number 1 rule, it's the biggest rule, you can't dip your pan anywhere. It's illegal to go prospecting on other people's mineral claims or gold claims, as well as you need owner's permission before panning. If you get hurt on somebody's property, that's the owner's fault. So what you're going to need to do is you're going to need to get owner's permission before setting foot on anybody's property, doing any panning in any river. You're going to want to go down to the DNR there and ask the people there at the desk, tell them you want to get into gold panning and you're willing to, you know, if you want to stake a claim, you can stake your own claim like I done here.
So you want to stake a claim, okay, this is where you start. You head down to the DNR. If you're in Nova Scotia, that is, and the Department of Natural Resources is on Hollow Street, and you're going to go up to the main desk, and before you head down to the Department of Natural Resources, you're going to want to do some research and find some well-known gold districts in your area. After you find the gold districts and you find out some locations on where gold might be or gold was in the present or past, what you're going to do is you're going to write down them locations and head down to the DNR, and you're going to ask them to see the claim maps or the claim reference map for the areas that you have written down. And just as an example, this is the claim reference map for West Gore, and this is map 11E4B. So what you're going to want to do is, as you can see all this here in the black, that's all stake claims you see up here at the top. That's 4 claims right there, 40 acres each claim, Robert Marriott, that's my claims, as well as I got claims down here on the Herbert River, running down there. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in, once you have your areas, you're going to hope that most of them ain't claimed up. As you can see, a lot of the well-known gold districts are already claimed up. So again, if you don't want to stake a claim, you can go ahead and ask for permission of somebody who already got a gold claim in your area. Most people will let you do some panning on their property. So what you're going to do is say you want to stake a claim here, just up here, you see that this section here is open. What you're going to want to do is you're going to ask for application for an exploration license, and they'll give you a piece of paper down there. It's an application, and you have to fill it out. And what you do is pretty much you're going to fill it out, and you're going to say you're working on map 11E4B. And what you're going to do is you're going to fill it out, and you're going to want, again, you say, like I said, we're going to select this section here, so you're going to be working in tax 68. And the way this works is each tax is divided down into 16 claims. As you can see here, I got it up on tax 68 there, and each one of these claims is 40 acres. So it's about $5, I believe, and 71 cents per 40 acre claim. So you can go down and you can stake any of these claims here that's not already claimed up. It's that easy. And you'll fill out your sheet. As you can see here, here's an example sheet. You see I staked claim F and claim G and H on tax 22 and 21. And that's on the Herbert River down there. And once you stake your claim, then you need to go ahead and get the owner's permission, and you're good to go. You're set to start working. Thanks very much.
Or what you can do is you can get a few numbers of people who have claims in your area. If you don't want to go through the process of filling out a prospector's report at the end of the year and going through all that hassle on owning your own claim, you can get permission to pan on someone else's claim. All you do is head down there, get a contact number, call them, ask them if you can do some panning. And remember, once you get permission from the mineral lease holder, you still need to get permission from the landowner. So, like I said, you want to become a prospector. A few pros and cons about it. A lot of people think they're going to go out there and find gold real quick. And it'd be nice if you could, but pretty much what you got to do is it's a labor-intensive prospecting is. You got to get down and get dirty. You got to dig. You got to do some studying, some research. find some locations that gold was present before, or some signs why you think gold might be present now. Quartz veins would be a good sign of gold. Not all quartz veins is going to have gold in them, but most of them do. Could be big amounts or small traces. And when the quartz is in between the bedrock, it creates a chemical reaction and puts the gold out into the streams of the river. So basically, when you become a prospector, you can go down and you can, again at the DNR, you can sign up for a prospector's identification card. And that's, I just want to clarify, that's not a prospecting license. It's just solely a prospector's identification card. And what it is it allows you to be registered as a prospector in Nova Scotia. So again, it's not a license, it's just an identification card. So you don't need it, but it's something if you want to be a registered prospector in Nova Scotia, again, you can head down to the DNR and get it. So that's the first thing to know. If you're looking to get into this, like I said, you're going to need owner's permission. You can't just go panning on the side of the road. So once you got that, you're going to need some basic equipment. And I'm going to go ahead and show you what I got out here for my basic equipment. I got 2 gold pans, you can see there. I got a shovel. I got a pry bar there, or crowbar. I use that for chipping at the bedrock, or prying up rocks. I got a chipping hammer there. That's again for chipping at the bedrock, taking samples home to crush. I got a 5-gallon bucket, and I got a strainer. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want a strainer that fits into the 5-gallon bucket to make it a lot easier on you. As you're digging your hole, you dig from your hole straight into your strainer. You classify the material, right? Once you got your bucket full, then you can pan it. Or if you're like me, you build a sluice and you put the sluice box in the river and you go right from your bucket into your sluice box. Later on in one of these Gold Rush Nova Scotia episodes, I'm going to be building and using sluice boxes on one of the episodes, so look forward to that. Sluice box allows you to process the material up to 100 times faster. Rather than having to go ahead and take the material from your bucket into your pan, spend 15 minutes panning each pan, you can take the material from the bucket, throw it right into the sluice, and you can put 5 to 10 buckets through this here sluice. This is a 12-foot sluice, and before you go ahead and do a cleanup. So I mean, that saves a lot of time, sluice boxes does. And again, you can build them with household material. This is all material I had laying around my house. Old wood, some rubber matting, some rubber ribbed carpeted matting, and just a wooden, I got the wooden sluice box with the wooden riffles up front going into the rubber ribbed matting and then the carpeted ribbed matting. So again, you don't need much tools to get started as a prospector. Like I said, gold pan, a shovel, a strainer, bucket, that would be the basics. And if you wanted to go a little bit bigger, go ahead and build yourself a sluice box. Now, a few other little things here I got here. I got a spoon for digging out tiny little cracks and crevices. A little wire brush for cleaning off your rocks. Sometimes you'll get the rocks deep down into the mud and clay, and it'll really build up on the rocks, so you're going to want to clean them off, because that's where the gold sticks to, is your rocks. And last but not least, we got the snuffer bottle. So you're going to want one of these snuffer bottles. These are good for sucking up all your gold and black sand out of the pans or your sluice box. And again, it's plastic, so you don't got to worry about breaking it. I've seen a few people come out with the little glass vials to put their gold in. And the thing is if you drop them or a rock falls on it and breaks the glass, all your gold is gone. So you're going to want something that's plastic, something you don't got to worry about breaking, and it's going to keep all your gold into. So again, that's the basic supplies. Again, you don't need the sluice box, but after you get started, you're going to realize you're going to want one. It just makes it that much more quicker. And
But to get out for your first day, basically all you would need would be a shovel, pan, and a snuffer bottle, the 5-gallon bucket, and the strainer. That's your basic tools for prospecting. So you're ready to find a spot to dig. Okay, well, after getting permission or a mineral lease claim, and you've talked to the owner of the property, now it's time to come onto the property and start looking around for places to dig. If you see something like this, you'll see here, see the bedrock. It's all standing right on its end and running down into the riverbed, creating a custom sluice box. What this is called an anticline, and most of the gold is being pushed out of these rocks, but as the river comes down, you'll see here this anticline actually creates a custom sluice box in the river. So what you do is you get down there with the chisels and little crevice tools, and you pick out all the gold in between the crevices there. It likes to sit down deep in the cracks. What an anticline is basically if you take a phone book and you fold it up, you'll get the arch that goes up, you know, kind of like this. Well, that's kind of what an anticline is. It's pushing the bedrock up, and now it's standing on its end. And I was told to be working east of the anticlines is where you'd find most of your gold. There's also synclines as well, but I believe you're going to want to stay away from them, as working around them means the gold's down real deep. Now, as you can see here, let me get a little bit closer for you. We have quartz vein, and it runs right down into the river. And like I mentioned there in the first part of this series, quartz veins are good for getting gold out of. As I said, when you find them like this quartz vein here, or we walk up and follow this here anticline, you'll see up here we have another massive quartz vein. And if you could see how the quartz vein is in between the bedrock there, the two pieces of bedrock, that's where you'll find most of your gold, as it creates a chemical reaction, like I said, and it spits the gold out down into the rivers. And you can see all the quartz down here from it breaking off the vein and decomposing over time, or people chipping away at it. That's all good signs when you're looking to dig. If you see quartz, like you see here, it's most likely that there's going to be a quartz vein present on that river, or some type of quartz float. So when you find quartz, it's always a good sign. It's not a sign that's for sure telling you that there's gold there, but again, so you're going to want to look for, if you have any anticlines in your area, like I said, you can work the bedrock down into the cracks. In order to find the gold, you're going to have to dig in your rivers right down to the bedrock. You get down into the bedrock, it's pretty much the last 1%, 2% that you're digging is where you're going to get your gold. The gold likes to sink where it's heavier. It sinks right to the bottom, right to the bedrock, and gets jammed in between the cracks and crevices. Okay? So another spot to be working that's good in the rivers is if you come down and you have any homemade drops or waterfalls. If you have any big boulders in the river, they create a gold trap as well in front of and back of the boulder. So that's just a little hint on if you, like I said, if you're looking for your place to dig, look for a spot either behind a boulder, or if you're walking up the river, you're going to have to do a few test samples. And check for some color, some black sand, or any other minerals that you might find in there. So, like I said, good luck and happy prospecting. I hope you find a good spot.